Hey everybody, welcome to a little chit chat. This is the Flower Pot Bestie I'm working on with Suzanne in our little project we're working on. I am working on this red area in the flower pot. There's lots and lots of red, different reds too. So my goal was for today was to finish this flower pot, maybe get this section done and move on. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Suzanne's ahead of me. I don't know how she goes so fast, but she does. And she says she's single places. Go figure. She's single places? Okay. All right. I don't know what I'm doing wrong then. I'm multi-placing and I can't keep up with her. She's fast. She's a quick one. She's a quick one. All right. Anyhow, we decided we both had this painting. And she wanted to start working on it. She just got it. I'd had mine for a while. And I said, okay, let me, wait. Just don't start yet. Wait. So we decided we'd work on it together. And that's what we're doing. She sends me daily updates of her progress. That's how I know that she's ahead of me. Well, she's doing hers a little different. I started down low on this side. I started down low and went up and did this whole section. She's kind of going across the whole thing. She says that it's just the way that we're doing it that makes it look like she's done more, but I really think she has. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. We're both going to finish, right? And we're both putting some sparklers or ABs in here, blinging it up a little. I got some blue sparklers here in the flower, and I got some green in the leaf. And I put some orange neons in the center of the flower. I also have some yellows. I think I'm going to put yellows in the center of the small flowers. Those are ABs. Well, we'll see what happens when I get there. Okay. Anyhow. This is called Helping Friendship Bloom. Helping Friendship Bloom. Yeah. So it's all about making friends. And she is the flower pot bestie. You know, she is the best friend. So I'm going to talk about friends. But before I do that, just know that there is a giveaway. We will have a prize at the end. I'm working on something and she's ordered something and there will be a giveaway. I think we're just going to make it like a one-time video you got to watch, and we're going to pick our winner from that, just to make it easy. There is a hashtag for Instagram, hashtag Helping Friendship Bloom. Okay, so I was excited. I got on there yesterday on Instagram and I saw some people had posted some pictures. I was so excited. Yeah, I've been trying to put my pictures, well, not all of them, but some pictures from me and some pictures from Suzanne out there so that you can see what we're working on. And some other people posted some things. I was so excited. So go post something to Instagram. Post what you're working on. We love to see people's work. It's just fun to see what people are doing. So, how long is this going to last? Until we're done. Actually, really, it's probably going to be like the end of June. My plan is that it's done by the end of June. I maybe a third of the way when I finish this. Maybe. Close to it anyhow. So my plan is to be done by the end of June. Yeah. So there's that. So pay attention and listen when we give you some more instructions for how to win our giveaway, which will be later in the month because it's just going to be later in the month. Yeah. I want to make it simple and easy for you, for me, for everybody, for Suzanne, for everybody. Okay. So as I said, it's about friends. It's about friendship, making friends. So I thought I would talk about some friendships. When I was doing Melodies of May, I talked about one of my childhood friends, Sue, that lived, her house was right behind my house. And we were best friends when we were little kids. And I talked about that in that series. So let me move on to another best friend. This best friend I met her in third grade. In third grade, She came to our district from another school district. It was nearby, about a half an hour away probably. And she started attending our school district. And we were in 3rd grade together. And she became my best friend right off the bat in 3rd grade. Her name is Judy. And Judy remained my best friend forever. I mean, we went to school in elementary school. We went to middle school, junior high, high school. Yeah, all through the rest of our school years, we went to school together. So when we were in grade school, we started Girl Scouts. We started out as brownies. That's before they had daisies. Daisies are like kindergartners. But at that time, they started with brownies. And so we were brownies. We were in the same Girl Scout troop. And we did all kinds of stuff with our Girl Scout troop. We had a blast with our Girl Scout troop. Lots of camping experiences, different, places we would go, things we would do, things we would make. Girl Scouts it was cool. It was fun. We did so much neat stuff with our Girl Scout troop. I remember camping. We did a lot of camping. Sometimes we would camp in tents. Sometimes we would camp in more of a building, like a dorm, a cabin, something like that. But here's one of the things I remember about camping with Girl Scouts. You had to have a duffel bag, okay? And I remember making my duffel bag with my mom and my grandma, I think. And your duffel bag would hold everything you were taking, except maybe your pillow. You could have a pillow separate, but everything else you were told had to fit into your one duffel bag. So in your duffel bag, you'd need to put your sleeping bag, your clothes, and then I had something called a ditty bag. Now the ditty bag was the same material, which was more of a canvasy, thicker material, so it would hold up to some wear and tear, being thrown around and whatnot. But my ditty bag was the same material as my duffel bag. And in your ditty bag, you could keep your little personal items. Maybe it was shampoo and toothpaste and, paper and pencil, brush, things like that you kept in your ditty bag. I had another bag that had like my mess kit. Oh yeah, we had mess kits. If you know what that is, metal, has pans and silverware and a cup and everything all in one little container. And usually you had a mesh bag, and that was for washing it, because when you're camping and you don't have like running stove or not running water and sinks, you have to wash your dishes in heated up water on a campfire. Yeah. So your little mesh bag would be what you would dunk your dishes in to make sure they were nice and clean and sterilized when you were done. But all that stuff would fit into your duffel bag. You get one bag, and your pillow was usually stuffed on top and kind of tied in with the strings or something. But I remember making that. It's still around. I've seen it. I think it's at my mom's house, my duffel bag. I don't know if the ditty bag is still there, the smaller bag, but I've seen my duffel bag. But anyhow, we camped a lot. We had all kinds of fun experiences, singing campfire songs together, sitting around the campfire, making food, learning how to cook on a campfire, make a campfire. Just so much fun, And Judy was always there. I mean, we were always in Girl Scouts together. When we got older and we got into high school, we still were in Girl Scouts. I became more of one of the adult leaders, helpers. And then we did fancier things. And then my mom was the leader. and we went on some big trips across the country. We went all the way out to Arizona and Mexico. Stepped into Mexico a little bit is what we did, but all these fun trips that we would take. And Judy was always there, you know? Yeah. So middle school, junior high, we're still best friends. High school comes along, and then of course we turned into high school friends. You know, that's a little different than what we'd been doing before. We were both in band. I think we both started band the same year, which I think was 5th grade. And we both played clarinet. I decided I'd play clarinet because my mom did, and she still had a clarinet. So it was easy. I was just like, hey, I'll just use your clarinet, and I'll learn how to play clarinet. Judy also played clarinet. And in high school, it was usually, I don't know if you ever know anything about band, but you can try out for chairs. Like first chair is like the best player, did the best on their tryout. And that was always Becky. Becky was always first chair. You know, you'd practice a piece and you'd play it, and, you know, it was like a little competition. And Becky was always first chair. I think I made first chair once for a hot second, but it was always Becky. And then I was usually second chair, and then Judy was third. And then after that, the rest of the clarinet section was just, you know, I don't remember. They probably moved around more than we did. Or we're just happy where they were, you know, didn't try out for anything higher. But that was usually how it was. Becky, me, Judy, those were the top 3 clarinets. So, of course, at that time, if you were in band, you were just pretty much in marching band. There wasn't anything separate. Like, you didn't have concert band and marching band. It was just, you were in band, and in the fall, you were the marching band, and in the winter, you were the concert band. It was just, there was nothing different, really. So, lots and lots of football games. I know I've talked about under the bleachers, halftime, after halftime. I'm certain that Judy was there with me. Under the bleachers. Yeah. We would hang out on the weekends when it was just girls hanging out, and we would cruise the street between our town and the next town. It was with Judy. Probably some other girls too, but, you know, Judy, me, whoever else. Judy tried to teach me how to drive a stick shift. She had a little sports car, a little MG, okay? And one night on a weekend, she decided she was going to teach me how to drive her car. I'd never driven a stick shift before. All right. So, luckily, we're here and we're alive and we weren't killed or injured. We didn't even get into a wreck. Although we could have. I had no clue. We lived in a fairly small town. It's much larger now. It's a suburb of a bigger city now. They kind of run right into each other. But at the time, it was, you know, less populated, a little smaller than it is now. Lucky for me, the streets weren't that crowded. We were going from a subdivision out onto one of the main roads that went through town. And I'm trying to drive her car. Well, and I'm probably not going to get this right because I never have learned how to drive a stick shift. And as I pulled up to the stop sign to pull out onto the main road and hit the brake, we didn't stop. We just kept going. Luckily, we were going slow, and there were no cars coming down the other road because I just kind of quickly turned onto the street and kind of kept going, didn't know how to stop. I think I needed to push the clutch in when I pushed the brake, and I didn't do that. Yeah. Needless to say, as soon as Judy told me how to stop the car, we went up to the nearest parking lot, and I did manage to stop the car, and we got out, and of course she took over. She was like, okay, no, we're not doing that again. I said, no, we're not. Nope. And I have never learned how to drive a stick shift. I mean, nope, never. It was just a couple weeks ago. We were in town, and I looked over and I was like, what kind of car is that, Dale? He goes, you know what that is? And I'm like, it's an MG, right? And he goes, yep. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yep. There was a car that was just like the one that Judy had. Anyhow. So, great times in high school, hanging out, just doing teenage stuff. That's what we did. We both went off to school, went to LCC. She moved out. She got an apartment. She lived with her mom in a very small town that was part of our school district. It's where I went to elementary school, actually. Well, she did too, but she actually lived in that town. I lived kind of between the two towns. So, yeah, I was out in the country, so I was between her town and our school district town. Kind of hard to understand, but she lived out there in the small town. It's not even a town. It's a village. It's actually it's a village, okay? It doesn't even have city status. She lived there with her mom. Now, I don't remember her dad ever living there with them. Her dad passed away when she was fairly young. I believe it was leukemia that he had. I could be wrong, but I think it was leukemia. But I don't remember her dad. I don't think I ever knew her dad. Maybe that's when they moved to our school district, was after her dad had passed away. Because all I really remember is her and her mom at their house. She has an older brother and an older sister, and I don't even think that they lived with them in that house. I don't remember it. And I was there a lot. Spent nights there, all that. I remember her mom was always outside. She was what you would call a sun goddess. And she was always outside, oiled up to the hilt, outside laying on her lawn chair, just baking in the sun. Always blonde. Blonde. I don't know if that was natural blonde or not, but her mom was just as brown as could be with almost like platinum white hair. So blonde. And, yeah, that, when I'd spend the night there, that's what I remember. I don't remember brother and sister. And I'm pretty sure her dad didn't live with them when they lived out there. I think he may have already passed away because I know she was young. She was quite young. Her mom ended up, after Judy graduated from high school, or we graduated from high school, her mom moved to Florida. She was like, I'm moving to Florida. Judy was like, well, I'm not moving to Florida. I don't want to move to Florida. She was going to community college. She had a boyfriend. She moved out. She got her own place. She got some money from the government from her dad. And so she had some income and, of course, worked and went to school. I was going to school at the same community college. We didn't really have classes together when we went to college, but we still remained friends. Always friends, right? We'd still get together and do things. Those parties at my house, Judy was probably there. So then eventually Judy gets married. She brings home this guy. She brought him to one of those parties. I totally remember. She brought this guy to one of these parties that we had at my house. And at first I was like, oh my goodness, whoa, where'd you pick that one up at, Judy? Right? Who is he and what are you doing? Was kind of my thought. You know what? I love that guy. They're still married. They have been married, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how long they've been married. Wow, I've been married 9 years. And there was 25 years in there. They got to be close to 35 years, around that somewhere. And, I love him like, my brother. He's a great guy. He was in the Navy. He's a Navy guy. I think it was Navy. Navy. Navy or Marines? He'll kill me. I get it wrong. I don't remember though. Anyhow, love them, you know. So I was around when they got married, and then they had their first child. Their first child they had after I had my first child. So we would hang out together as families, and then we started having kids, and we'd still hang out together, you know. We'd get together, we'd play cards, we'd do things. Her son was my daughter's first date with us. You know, we were going, and so they were going, and we just joked that that was their first date. And we went to see Dolly Parton. Yeah. But they were just an extension of our family, you know. It was Mike, Judy, the kids. They had 2 kids. I had 2 kids. We would have birthday parties, you know, for our kids, and we'd always attend each other's birthday parties. We actually had a gift bag for the kids, and it was a traveling gift bag. It was like, I don't know who started it, but somebody gave one of the kids a gift, and then that bag was returned to the other family with the next child's birthday gift, and then, you know, back and forth like that, the same gift bag. We did that for a while. I think probably until the bag just kind of got, you know, worn out, but we'd exchange the same gift bag when we were given gifts for the kids. It was funny. So they were always at birthday parties and all that stuff. And then, you know, it's one of those things that at some point, you know, life really happens and you get busy and you have your family and you work and all that. And I mean, I know all of his family. I know his sisters, his mom, all that, you know. Life just gets busy. And that's sad that we don't see each other like we would. I see them once in a while now, maybe once a year at best. He went to high school in the little town that my other house is in. That was his high school. It's where he went to school. So I think it was last summer or the summer before, he came out for a reunion thing they were doing. We got to see him then. They drove their motorcycle out to our house a few times because they're out driving around and they'll bring the motorcycles. Judy actually has her own motorcycle, drives her own motorcycle. They're just good people that, you know, now that I'm talking about them, I really miss them. And we really need to see each other more. You know, it's one of those things you say you will. We got to get together, and then, you know, you don't. I got to fix that. Life is going by, you know. Life is ticking by. I'm retired, and, you know, I'm going to be 60 this weekend. I'm going to be 60. You know, I can't keep letting those things slip by, you know. Got to do something about that. Makes me want to call her right now. She always, every year, sends me a birthday card in the mail. Good old birthday card in the mail, right? Always. Now, I always wish her a happy birthday. I'm just more of I'll wish her happy birthday in a text and on Facebook and whatnot. I don't do the card, but she always does. She also sends a card for our anniversary. I know her anniversary. It's February 14th. They got married on February 14th on Valentine's Day. Isn't that funny? We both got married on a holiday. February 14th and April 1st. But they're just good people. I've watched their children grow, get married, have their own children. You know, they're grandparents now. Yeah. I still consider her, you know, one of my very best friends. And I need to see her more often. She still works. I know her husband has had a couple different jobs. He worked for the community college for a while. He worked at a bakery for a while. Honestly, I don't know what he's doing right now because the bakery closed. So I don't know what he's up to right now. But I need to remedy that situation, right? I need to remedy that. Now, I'm not saying I didn't have other friends in high school. I did. I had some other friends in high school. There was one, Tammy. I was in Tammy's wedding, and I'd hang out with her and her family, and we'd spend the night with each other and all that stuff. Tammy had cancer a few years back. Tammy was one of the strongest people. I mean, so strong. She fought and fought and fought that cancer. She had breast cancer. She fought it. And then a few years later, it metastasized and came back. And again, she fought and fought and fought until she couldn't fight any longer. We were good friends. We weren't friends like Judy and I were, but we were good friends. I have good memories of her as well. I was one of those people that had a few close friends and not a bunch of friends. I wasn't like one of the popular girls that just had tons of friends and I was in the in crowd. No, that wasn't me at all. I had my few close friends and that was it. That was it. So yeah. I had another friend named Sandy. I keep up with Sandy pretty well on Facebook. She's changed so much since we were in elementary school. She was another elementary school friend I met in elementary. And here's a funny story about her. When we got to middle school and we had gym and we'd have swim class, right? We'd be in the pool and we'd swim, and we were in class together. And at some point in her life, she had like her two front teeth knocked out when she was young. And so she had like a partial denture for her two front teeth. And we're swimming and she gets up out of the water and she looks at me and she goes, "Oh my gosh, I lost my teeth." I lost my teeth. And I was like, oh, gee, oh, wow. So I'm swimming around and I'm looking underwater, and the next thing you know, I was like, scoop, and there I had her teeth in my hand. Yeah, I rescued her teeth in the pool, and nobody knew, nobody saw her without her teeth. Oh, goodness. It's been a while now. It's probably longer than I think, 5-6 years ago. We were both, well, she still does. We're runners and we're doing races. She still runs more. I kind of gave up running. I've exchanged it for walking, but she still runs. She's still a runner. And there was a race in our little town here, and somehow caught wind of it, told her I was doing it, and she was like, oh, I'm going to sign up. That would be awesome. We could meet up and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. So she did. She signed up for it, and we got together at the beginning of the race and, hey, how you doing? Hugged, and it's been so long and all that stuff, And then at the end of the race, again, all that hugging and, yeah, So I got to see her a few years ago. I see her on Facebook all the time, but to see somebody in person is a whole different thing. We need to do that. We just need to do that. Like I said already, life is going by quicker than I would like. And there's no time like the present, Got to take advantage of it. Don't let that time just go by. I'm gonna call my friend now. She's gonna send me that birthday card. Judy's gonna send me that birthday card any day now. I mean, it's Tuesday. It'll probably get here either the day of Sunday's my birthday, so it'll get here early. I'm gonna guess Friday. I'm gonna guess it'll be here Friday. I need to call her. And we need to do something. And now it's weird because now we got this whole COVID thing going on, which makes it harder to get together with people, even your family. I mean, I would consider her my family. Her and her children and husband, they're just extended family. We need to see each other. Their mom has had a cottage. Her mom has passed away, but had a cottage at Crystal Lake. Oh man, the things I remember about Crystal Lake. And I know there's 2 Crystal Lakes in Michigan. This is like a little Crystal Lake. There's a big Crystal and there's a little Crystal, and their cottage is at the little Crystal. I believe, since I haven't talked to her personally in a while, but just through Facebook, I believe they tore that cottage down. It had been there forever. Her brother has a cottage up there as well, and I believe they tore the cottage down. Like they're rebuilding something, or I think that's what's happened. But oh man, the things we did up there. Cruising around the lake, riding bikes around the lake. When we got older, there were cars involved, and we'd ride around the lake. They had a boathouse, which was, okay, their cottage was not right on the water. You had to walk down the road, cross the main street, and then you were at the lake. But they had a boathouse that was by the lake. So we spent many, many, many hours laying up on top of the boathouse, which was right by the road, right? And we'd lay up on the top of the boathouse, watch the traffic go by, look for guys, all that. I'll never forget. I don't know if you remember the Pacer. I swear it was a Pacer. One of those cars with all the windows, it was either a Pacer or I don't know, the other car. Anyhow, it was one of those cars that had a lot of windows all the way around. And we were laying up on the boathouse, and this car was driving by full of guys, and we were like, hey, we're hollering, being all cutesy. And then the next time that car came around, we got the show of our life. We had 2 guys in the car mooning us. 2 full butts in the window. And we're like, oh, well, okay then. Hi, And of course they didn't come back around again. Just stuff like that. They had an ice cream shop there. We'd go down to the ice cream shop, go swim in the lake. I believe that we went tubing in that lake when we were older, and somebody had like a speedboat, and we were tubing. They always had a 4th of July parade up at the lake, and you'd go and you'd stand along the street there in front of the boathouse, and the parade would come by and throw candy and all that stuff, Just a blast. We'd have so much fun. But now that I've talked about her for, half an hour, yeah, I gotta call her. And I'm just gonna say, hey, life, and especially now with everything in our world, let's not let time steal from us anymore. Let's do something about this. Let's get together. Hopefully this summer, things will hopefully settle down enough that we're comfortable to gather with people and, have fun. I'm hoping to gather with my family this Sunday on my birthday. I just want to see my family. I haven't seen my son in months. I haven't seen my sister in a while. My sister's more cautious than the rest of us, I think. I don't know if she'll come, but we'll see. I just want to be with my family. When my husband asked me what I wanted for my birthday, I couldn't think of anything material I wanted. I just want to have a little picnic in my backyard with my family. Yeah. And it's supposed to be a nice day Sunday. So, there you have it. I made some progress. I got a little hole here on my pot. I'm going to finish that. I'm going to just keep working on that. It's 90 degrees right now. I'm not interested in going outside. My husband texted and asked, what do you want to do when I get home? And I'm like, stay cool. So we're going to stay cool. And And I'm going to finish this section and be ready to move on. After I finish this section, I'll roll this whole bottom part. And, you know, I can feel there's some, with the multi-placing, there's some that aren't quite in where they're supposed to be. So I'll roll it. Get them all to pop down like they're supposed to be, nice and secure. But, I mean, I see a little bit of gapping in these, but it's not too bad. I mean, when you turn the light pad off, I don't think you notice it at all, right? You don't, yeah. You only see it really when you have the light pad on. There's a little bit, but anyhow. We'll talk about all that on a post review of this painting when I'm done with it. So, follow along. Post something on Instagram, hashtag helping friendship bloom. Go talk with your friends. Call them. Say hi. You know, don't let that time get away. It's precious. All right. I'm done for now, guys. I will put a slideshow. I'll put a slideshow at the end. I should have said that at the beginning of this video, but I'll put a slideshow at the end of Suzanne's photos that she sends me and her progress of where she's at. I'll put that at the end of this video. So, until next time, I will let you go, and I'm going to go finish my little section right there. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you next time.